It's time for us to have a conversation on the community segment. Now, community-focused conversations are very important because we highlight some of the challenges that are happening in different communities. And a lot of the times, these communities are far away from the center of government, and so of course you know that of governance, sorry, and you know that sometimes what happens is that as further away you move from the seat of government, the more ignored people tend to be. And so we don't want you, no matter how far away you are from Accra, to be ignored. And so we come into your communities to highlight some of the challenges that you're experiencing and make sure that attention is given to these challenges. Of course, the hashtag is Breakfast Daily. WhatsApp line is 0204-447-033. Do send us a message if you happen to be living in any places that have challenges and you want us to highlight them. And of course, this conversation today, we're going to be going to the area, the general area of Anglo, and Atiteti in particular, specifically the Anyanui Atiteti Road. The residents of Atiteti are urging the government to fix a deplorable bridge that they have within their area. Let's take a look at this report, and then we'll come back and we'll get into a conversation.
The bridge, which was constructed some 30 years ago, links the Atiteti community to other neighboring areas, but the bridge is currently dilapidated and posing severe danger to commuters. Residents say a 4-year-old girl lost her life after falling into the river. Speaking to Citi News, some of the residents said the government must take urgent steps to fix the deplorable bridge.
Very, very terrible. It's not just bad, it's a death trap. Because once, let's say a year ago, we do the same interview with Citi News here. By then, it's not bad like this. So we decided to do our own thing as a community. So we bought some chipping sand for the project. But lo and behold, the railway came in and said that we shouldn't touch the bridge. First, we wrote to them that we are about to do concrete overlay on this bridge. Before then, we write letters to them more than 4 times, telling them the bad nature of this bridge. But all these letters fall on the deaf ear. People are being hurt on this bridge severally. And recently, 3 weeks ago, a young girl returning from a school have to fall on this bridge because she is trying to dodge these big holes on the bridge. So at the process, he fall through this side of the bridge and fall into this water. And that's the end of the small girl returning from school. What crime have this young girl committed?
Well, sometimes when you are working on it, it seems you'll be feeling as if you fall inside. So our hope is that they should come and redo it for us because this thing can cause harm to us. Yeah, so if they could try and do something about it to us, we will like it. Yeah, because sometimes if you don't take time, you can fall inside. Even when you are on motor, you are scared because of the way these places are harmful to us. Yeah.
The Member of Parliament for Anglo, Richard Kwame Sefe, says efforts made towards fixing the bridge have proven futile.
We went very far to the extent that some of the platings that you see here replaced were paid by my good self. And we were about to replicate something that happened around Galosota. The same situation. After the contractors are about to leave, they replace the metals with the concrete, and it made the job very solid. That was what we wanted to replicate. A year and counting. About 3-4 weeks ago, then we had another incident of a small girl falling into the water. Because if you are walking on this, you may be afraid then. But that has caused the little girl to move towards the end.
As part of efforts to improve the living conditions of girls who dropped out of school in the Anglo constituency, the Member of Parliament enrolled about 800 of the girls onto apprenticeship programs.
Our Honorable, he is helping our apprentices to learn sewing or hairdressing. Today we are happy we see him.
There are a number of them that needs to be trained to acquire some form of skill. So we have about 10 schemes that we are running. And dressmaking, hairdressing, tiling, and other things are parts. So as and when something comes in, we will use that to procure some of the equipment and tools for them.
At the Fuveme community, the lack of electricity over the years has made life unbearable, but by the intervention of the MP, the residents have been connected to the national grid. Some of them spoke to Citi News.
Initially, there was no light over here. So when we want to charge our phone, we normally go Anyangwi, almost 5 kilometers. So sometimes it takes most of our times. And when we go over there, they charge us. And because we overcrowded for charging, sometimes your phone will not charge well. And sometimes due to that, some of us, our phone got missing. And but when, luckily through the MP and Honorable there, now it's reduced our time, their cost, and at the same time, you have changed our life.
All right, so our colleague Ni Aikwe Okai brought us that report, and it's troubling, to say the least, to see that a bridge that serves a number of communities has been allowed to deteriorate to this point where now people are actually losing their lives. But, you know, there are different undertones to this story. Frima, I don't know what you make of where we find ourselves with this particular situation.
Well, I mean, we are watching the pictures, and it is scary, even for an adult. So I'm not surprised that we'll lose a child, you know. And when we get to talk to people in the community, I would also want to know, I mean, what really happened, you know, who was with the child, and what really happened, and how plans are being made to
prevent such
make
things from
sure
happening
exactly
again.
that we do not record such occurrences. But really, it is that bad. And sometimes this is my challenge, that we see rusty metals, we see cracks, we just do nothing about it and wait till it really gets terrible. Now we are losing life, and that is when we want to do something about it. Even that, we don't know what the plan is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to, you know, raise decision makers on the line to see what it is that they're planning to do. But I am looking at it and asking myself a number of questions. So there was a comment made by one of the people in the report there that the original metallic slabs were replaced by concrete, and they felt that was a really good thing, you know, because it made the bridge feel more solid, right? But you know that the way a bridge is, it means that over time, pieces of the concrete will break off and fall into the water below, right? Yeah. And so that's what has happened over time. So even though the initial bridge felt more solid and felt more rigid, it was good and comfortable, but over time, pieces of the bridge seem to have fallen through. So you see,
and you see the metal too.
Yeah, you see holes inside the, and you can see there.
Because look, with this, if you just slip, if you find your leg in between these slabs, you know, even if you don't die, it's really going to cause major damage. You know, it's going to really affect you, and it's scary because you can see the water right through, and it looks very weak. It looks very dilapidated, extremely. I don't know if this can be
I
closed.
think the superstructure seems pretty solid.
Yeah,
the superstructure itself seems pretty solid, but these gaps that have opened up in there, it's something that needs to be fixed, you know. But we have an opinion leader within the community of Atiteti, Gershon Senya Awusa, joining us on the line. Gershon, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Yes.
All right, Gershon.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, can you give us a sense of the general lifestyle or the patterns of people going to school in the morning, coming back, you know, after school? What is it like in the community that a little child of 4 years old will be walking and by themselves, you know, fall into off the bridge?
Thank you. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and Thank you for this. As earlier on you said, Atiteti is in a community that is adjoined to Anyangwe, Agrodemi, and Akuvema. And basically, we are the fishing community as well. So, day by day, people from Atiteti use this bridge to Anyangwe because Anyangwe is our market and one of our central camp.
Okay.
At the same time, Anyangwe is where most of our children go to school. Because over there you can have private schools and other schools that is not at Atiteti.
Okay.
So you can see that daily, every day, there is a lot of people patronize that bridge as a footwalk and buy vehicles, especially like motor and cars. So as you see, the nature of the bridge, before the bridge was not like that. But about 7 to 8 years now, the bridge got damaged. And it has been causing a lot of problems to the people that live in the environment. Especially, it is causing them in their economic status. Because due to that, they find it difficult to use that bridge to convey their goods from Atiteti to Anyangwe and Anglaga market. And because of the bad nature of the bridge, too, the transport managers also take it as a risk. If they want to convey you from Atiteti to the nearest market, as I mentioned, like Anyangwe, Anglaga, they have to charge you high because they always claim that it takes them a lot of liability. And our children to go to school to Anyangwe and the nearest community like Asenko, Zico, it takes them a lot of risk because if yourself you can watch the bridge, sometimes when you are walking as a footpath of the bridge, you can see that the most places have been damaged and it has tend to be a death trap. And that's what happened to that young girl recently, about 3 weeks to 1 month now. Because they were returning from the school, so due to the nature of the bridge, she's trying to dodge the damaged hose. So she decided to use the closed area that is very exposed to the hose that you can easily fall. Even if you're an adult. If you're an adult, when you are using that side, if a vehicle is passing the same bridge, because you want to give a place to the vehicle, you have to get close to the where you can easily fall.
Okay.
And that was what luckily happened that day. And unfortunately, those others are coming from the school. But because they are afraid of the damage, so they are trying to use the other side. And unfortunately, the young girl has fallen inside the water. And all his life has no more.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a very unfortunate incident there that should happen. But you said about 7 years ago, this bridge began to deteriorate. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what attempts that are you aware of that have been made to try to fix the situation?
Yes, as a community and myself as a resident, initially this bridge was made by our one honorable, the late soul, the regime of our former president, Ron Reis. So anytime a situation like this wanted to happen, not extend like this, what they do that through our leaders and the district assembly and our MPs, they do feed the bridge to the normal use. But unfortunately, this recently, as I said, anytime we are right to them, we inform them, they have not been doing anything. Nothing, even no attention has been getting close. To the extent that as a community, through our brothers who live outside every day, we have even organized to fix it by ourselves because we have been taking out, we are the most beneficiaries to it because it is we that are affecting it. But to the extent, the central government, their responsibility to take in charge, have just stopped us. And what we learned from them before that, they said that they will come and change the meter one. But unfortunately, they couldn't. They just brought about 20. When this bridge was made about 80 pieces of the meter. And even when they are coming to replace this one, it has to be because of the entry. And due to that, I can see that that's done at all. Because if you see the nature of the bridge, and somebody told you that they have even repair this bridge, we will have evened out. Well, anytime we try to reach the government or anybody who should be responsible, there's no good news at all. To the extent that we, as a community, we are trying our best even to change this bridge from the metal to overload concrete. Because we have a one mind that it's because the metal is problem to them, or they have not been getting the metal to replace it. Then to make it as the same they have done at Galosota, we wanted to cast it as a concrete, so that at least it will not need any maintenance or renovation more. But yet, still we are having a challenge.
Gershon, so when you say that you residents wanted to do things yourself, what exactly were you looking at doing? Hello, Gershon?
Can I hear you again?
Gershon? Right, Gershon, so I want to find out from you, if you say that residents wanted to do things by yourself, what exactly were you going to do?
Okay, it looks like we're having some challenges with the line there. We'll try and raise Gershon on the line again. But you know, he had mentioned earlier that they had tried to fix it themselves the best way they knew how, but they were told by authorities not to touch the bridge.
So that is what I wanted to know. So were they looking at maybe raising funds, you know, to support, to get a contractor? Were they looking at they themselves getting metals to go and fix it? Were they looking at getting the concrete to go and do, you know, so if you say we wanted to fix ourselves, what really were you looking at doing to fix the challenge? But it's quite unfortunate and scary, and I understand why now the child will fall, because when you look at the railing
so
on
it looks
the
like
side,
the child didn't fall through the cracks.
No, was trying to stay safe.
Was trying to stay safe by avoiding the vehicle that was coming, and then
walk
fell
on the
through
sides and then walk. Because those ones also have very open and
it's
huge.
very open.
I mean, spaces in between that an adult can easily fall through. So I mean, it's not surprising that a child would fall through. Very, very unfortunate. But these are, because look at these children. Anything can happen. Look, if you slip, the next thing is you are falling into the water. And if you fall into this water, how do you? Of course, and you will die.
Any adult can fall through this gap. It's very easy.
Look, and we have young children using the bridge. If they don't even fall through the sides and they get their legs stuck in between,
you hurt your leg very badly.
Terribly.
Very badly.
The damage it will cause and all that, you know, by the time help comes, you probably, and I don't even know how healthcare delivery is like in this area, you know, so if you're not careful, we are looking at amputation, we are looking at more terrible situations, and this really needs attention.
If you happen to be watching us from within the area of the Anyanyui Atiteti road area, you can send us a message if you've had any experiences, especially if you've had bad experiences with this particular bridge. Do send us a message on the WhatsApp line 0204 447 033. All right, save the number, send us a message on it. Let's know what your thoughts are regarding the challenges that are going on within the community, and especially as we're having a conversation about this bridge. Let's hear some of the experiences you've had with this bridge in particular. All right, so I think that we definitely need to talk to one of the authorities who have responsibility and oversight over the area to find out. But maybe we should take a break before we go. Who do we have on the line now?
So I think we have the MP on the line, so we can just talk to him about that as well. Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Richard Kwame Sefe, MP for Anglo. Now, Honorable, I'm sure you are aware of this bridge. What do you make of all this?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. This particular bridge and its current state is unfortunate. When I was the presiding member for the area at that time, Qatar, there were two Bele bridges, one at Galosota and the other one at Atiteti. What happened was that when the metal slabs got rusted, we wrote to the authorities, that's the bridges department, and they came to replace the metal slabs. Unfortunately, what they came to replace was not made of any quality material. So within short time, about 6 months, it got rusted off. When you watch the clip carefully, you realize that there were some of the plates that are still existing. Those were the old ones that were of quality. So those gaps that you see there were the ones that were replaced less than, let's say, 6 years, 7 years ago. And the surface of the bridge got deteriorated about 5-6 years back. The community and assembly started writing letters for the slabs to be replaced again. Unfortunately, they couldn't. That of Galosota, we were lucky to have a company that came to do some works beyond the bridge. So when they were using the bridge, their vehicles and other heavy-duty equipment spoiled the more. But the structure, the substructure used was very solid. So the engineers who plied those areas and worked on the areas beyond the bridge decided to replace the metals with concrete, which they did. If you go there now, you realize that it's very solid, and they use the bimetallic stripes and other things to create the divisions, like say 4 meters in between. That will prevent expansion and this from damaging the surface of the concrete work. So when this issue came up at Atiteti, we wrote to them, the community wrote to the assembly and my good self, and we informed the bridges department again that they should come and help. Either they procure new metal slabs to come and replace those that are gotten rusted, or we replicate what they did at Galosota in Atiteti. Now, what happened was that they requested of the community and assembly to do few things, such as procurement of chippings, some metal mesh, and a few other things. Fortunately, the community members who are living in Nigeria, Accra, Tema, and Ashama, they contributed and wanted to support in that direction. And myself and the DC, we have agreed that we will supply the cement that will be used for the concrete work. We were about to move to site using our engineers over here, but they also said until they sought permission from the bridges department in, I think, Kukrantumi, then they will not be able to help. So those things were done. The engineers at the bridges department came and made assessment. They said what we wanted to do is correct or will help, but we needed to procure some of the metallic slabs before we use the concrete as an overlay. As a result, they demanded that I find them some money and they will be able to bring the materials and do whatever, which I did. unfortunately, they said the materials that they had in store was not enough, and they have to they order for some overseas, or they wanted some of the materials to be imported into the country. That if it's brought, they will come to site and do it. It's about a year now, and they are not coming. And the chippings and what have you, the sand, the mesh, and what the community bought, all those things are in place now, but they are not allowed.
Yeah, okay, it seems to have a little bit of a technical challenge with Honorable's Zoom connection, but you heard it for yourself. There's efforts being made. Okay, it seems to be back. Honorable.
Yes.
Okay, so we lost you for a moment. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So some elderly people got their legs stuck in between the metallic patterns there, as if you knew. Some the metals will chop off the skin and leave the skeleton, the bones. It was a sorry situation. And the one that brought the camel's back was the little girl that died some 2 months ago. So we have resolved that we are tired now. Whatever we can also do to survive, we will do it. So now that we're having the materials at site, we will be able to organize ourselves, and we procure some cement, and we will involve our engineers at assembly to help us do it. If we do it and the engineers at Bridges Department thought what we have done is not correct, or they have not gotten the money to come and use the metal to cover it, then we will employ people to remove the metal slabs, the concrete slabs, so that they come and fix it. Because it's becoming something. Myself, whenever I'm passing there, as if something happened to me. What of the small girls and people who have applied their place?
Honorable.
Yes.
How much will it cost to fix this bridge? Do you have an idea?
If we are to go by the concrete and what we have procured so far, I think about 20,000 Ghana cedis will be good to go. If they are to replace it with the correct metallic slabs, maybe we may go around 40,000, 50,000. But you know, government procurement and the dealings and what have you, they may quote something more than what I am saying as a layman. But looking at because it's not all the metal surfaces that are gone.
Right. So currently, is the 20,000 ready? That is, if we are replacing, if you are using the concrete, is the 20,000 ready?
If the engineers give us the go-ahead today, I promise you I'll raise the money.
Okay. Now, whilst you are doing this, are there other routes that can be used so this bridge is closed to avoid further accidents?
No, my sister, it's one-way traffic.
Wow. Because
if you look at the left and the right, you see water. That is offshoot of River Volta.
Okay.
You see the River Volta tributaries. That you can see around. So both the left and the right is a marshy area. That is not passable. It's just.
So literally, there's just one route.
Yeah.
Connecting.
Some travel. Sorry. I hope you can get me now.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Now, Honorable, so what has the conversation really been with the Bridges, is it department? Yeah, the Bridges department. Is it that they don't have the money? Is it that they don't have equipment? What really is their challenge?
Sorry for the.
No, go ahead.
Interruption.
Go ahead.
Yeah. According to them, they don't have the resources. That's what they told us.
That's
they don't have the resources.
The funds, the money to do that.
Yeah, the money and the material.
Okay. Now, and all this will cost about 40,000 cedis?
To me.
No, but Honorable, can you have a proper discussion with them so that we know that per the experts from the Bridges Department, it is going to cost us 40,000, it is going to cost us 60,000. So we put things in perspective. Can they give you a budget and as to why they can't do that because probably it's too exorbitant, it's too high, and they don't have that now? Can you do that with them?
We did. It's not new. We did.
And what was the figure?
No, they didn't. They will not give us the figures. You know, government policies and its intricacies. They will not open up to that. But we are in our own layman's view, looking at the two scenarios. When we go by the concrete slabs, because we have materials aside already, purchase of cement and motivating the workers. That's why I put it at around 20,000. But if they want to come with the proper metallic slab, I think they will be needing about 20 pieces, which I was putting at, let's say, 60, 80,000, I think may do. But you know, government procurement, you have to pay tax, you have to do that, do this. And
now, Honorable, how long is the bridge in terms of measurement?
Yeah, it's around 60 by 18 or 16 meters. I think so. The width is around 16. I doubt if it's even up to 16. I think around 14, 12 meters and by 60 in terms of length. That is how it is.
Now, are you being given any timelines? You know, so for instance, the Bridges Department is telling you that we can't do it in the next 2 months, but we can do it probably in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year. Do you have these schedules?
No, we don't.
Right. Now,
I just want to use your media to appeal to them again, if they are listening to us. Because me being the leader of the people and the assembly, the chief executive, we have resolved that we don't have any option now. If we give them up to the end of this month, next month we have to start with the slabs.
Right.
The concrete slabs, yes.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you've had some elderly people getting their legs stuck in the openings. How is healthcare delivery like in your area?
For healthcare delivery, let's say the primary healthcare is not far from them. It's less than 2 kilometers from Atiteti to Anyangwi, where we have the health center. The bridge does not serve only Atiteti people. It serves communities like Hooverman and its environs. And when you come over to the northern side, to the Anyangwi, Agladomi, Jita, Tunu, Bomigo, all they have their people dotted all over. So the human traffic is just awesome. The people, it's a very huge community. Yeah.
No. So, and how is emergency services like? So, for instance, someone gets their legs stuck in there. How fast or how quick can they access help?
The health issue is that, but because of the severity of the wounds that they have to carry them as far as to Kata Municipal Assembly Hospital or to Soga Copper. From that place to Kata Municipal Hospital is about 40 kilometers. About 30 kilometers. And then to Soga Copper, that one is over
even further.
70, 80 kilometers. That is the challenge that we have. Yes.
So Honorable, as it stands now, what is the condition? When are we getting help? Can you say something? And what are you telling your residents?
That's what I was saying, that by the close of the month, if nothing is heard from the bridges department, we will use our local expertise and we'll go ahead and do it. And we'll use a slab, the concrete slab, to do an overlay over the metallic slab, so that our people will be secured.
Can I also can I also suggest something, Honorable, that whilst you are at it, can you create some kind of a wire mesh on the sides of the bridge, just so that, you know, in any eventuality, when somebody is trying to avoid vehicular clashes, they don't fall through the side as this little girl did?
Yes, those thoughts are also in vogue now. What we wanted to do is that we wanted to use one stone to kill two birds.
Okay.
We were thinking of, if we are doing the overlay,
yeah,
then we'll be able to reinforce the size too.
Okay.
That's what we wanted to do. I just want to, we told the people that they should not be allowing the let's say the children, to be plying the place without any...
Yeah, especially with nobody with them. Yeah, it's true.
Yes, so that education too has gone to them. We will do whatever it is possible for us to maintain life and property there, so that we don't suffer any casualty any longer. So I decided with you to do something about it.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable. We appreciate your time this morning. That was Honorable Richard Kwame Sepe. He's the MP for Anglong. We're going to, I mean, I think that for me, the challenge is how quickly we respond to these things. And sometimes there's just too much bureaucracy. There's too much dragging of feet. Governance is, we are the ones in charge of it, you know. So the red tape that we put in place, nobody has imposed red tape on us. We've created red tape for ourselves, you know. So let's free up the system in such a way that people, you know, we get things done quickly. This whole long thing.
See, and it appears there are challenges everywhere. So we've lost our sense of urgency, and we've lost the fact that, look, people are dying. We need to get up and do something. If we don't have everything, can we have a makeshift, you know, something done to save the situation? Can we, for instance, grade a certain path, you know, so now use that side. It could even be longer than expected, but safer. What can we do if we don't have the money to construct a new bridge? What do we do? Because we can't also sit down and say that because we don't have the money, because we don't have the resources, people should continue to die. Is that what we are trying to say? So something really needs to be done. Now, my challenge is, if the people themselves say we are going to do it, how safe is that going to be? Are you also going to put impediments in their way to say that we are the ones who have to be constructing bridges? And so if it's not us, no one else is going to do. Now has it come to a stage where people need to take situations and matters into their own hands and do what they think they can do?
The Assembly also has engineers who have been
I get it, you know,
earlier, but then they were stopped.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, that can we just go ahead and say that we have our engineers, so if you're not minding us, we are going to do it. And then you also come in and say that we are the ones in charge, so it must be us or no one. And has it come to a point where if I feel that there are too many potholes in front of my house, I decide to go and get my own engineer, fix my side of the road, and let's move on. You know, so really, we need to structure things properly. The MP for Anglong back online, the Honorable Sepe is online now, and we want to talk to him. Hello, Honorable. Okay, so I'm sure he's had the good news. He's been watching us. He's had the good news. And we just want to hear what he wants to say about this, because really this is some welcoming news, especially to talk about it, you know, and less than an hour, you get response. You know.
No, but I think that for me, every morning when we come and sit here and we do this show, Breakfast Daily is watched nationally. You know, and so many people
beyond Ghana, actually,
and beyond Ghana, you know, and people have their TV sets glued to us this every morning. So the responsibility is like it's a heavy burden.
Yeah.
You know, as you're delivering the issues and talking about the challenges of what's going on in different communities. I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do anything else. This is for me. This is ministry.
Of course,
This is in ministry.
Of course,
this is impact
directly.
You know, and you're highlighting. You know, you've heard me say this on this set and this show a number of times. Where for me, it's about taking that torchlight and shining it into areas that are not so seen.
Because somebody has to bring the issue to the fore.
Bring it alive. Let people see this is what is going on in our own backyard in Ghana.
Yes,
this is what's happening.
Yes, and for me, I'm happy, and this is very exemplary, you know, on the part of Ghana Gas Company. And I think that institutions like these can also step in to offer help in areas where the situations are quite dire.
Yeah.
Because we know the current situation, our economic situation, some of these things. I mean, the truth of the matter is government cannot do it. And that is what is happening. I mean, we can't put it any better.
No, even if they can,
it's
not necessarily a priority, so they won't. Do you see? Even if they physically or fiscally, financially can, it's not a priority.
Right. Now we have Honorable Sepe on Zoom. Welcome back, Honorable.
Hello.
Right. No, your hello sounds even more exciting.
Oh, highly excited, highly excited.
Awesome, awesome. So how do you receive this news from Ghana Gas Company?
Oh, I don't know how to even say. If I say thank you, Citi too, is not right, because it has gone beyond my imagination. In fact, I'm highly elated this morning.
Great.
It means my prayers for the beginning of the year, God has started answering them for me.
Yes.
And my community, Fufama and Anyami community will be very, very happy hearing this. Yes.
Honorable.
You know, for us as Citi, we're also very excited, and the thank you is fine, but we'll also just come and walk on the bridge, you know, when it's done. We'll come and take selfie on the bridge when it's done. Yeah.
I will do that. You know, as soon as, you know, I will do well to get to Ghana Gas, and they will give us the better and further particulars as to what they want us to do.
Yes.
Then I will communicate with you. So
very
that,
well.
I don't know whether they will allow us to go by the metallic slab, or they want us to use the concrete slab.
No, you know,
so we agree.
Honorable, don't worry about that. At this point, they are giving you a bridge, you know, and the most quality bridge. So you forget about the concrete bits, you know, your stopgap measure. Put that behind you for now and let the solid engineers, you know, take over, because this is what they are coming to give you. So they're not coming to give something for now and then later look at what will happen. So they say they are giving you.
Something that you won't have to touch again for the next 50 years.
So don't offer options.
You know sometimes. Thank you. You know sometimes when you are happy, you can spew so many things.
You say stuff. so let's.
I'm just happy.
All right, no, and rightly so. We are all excited about this. So we'll leave you for now. Just go make those phone calls, connect, you know, to Ghana Gas, and then we'll get back to you later on the way forward.
Thank you.
Right.